Okay, so if we continue the discussion for the pie chart, so what do you mean by like pie chart? The basic question is why we use it,
Um,
where we use it, and like how we represent the data using the pie chart. What you will say on it?
it's to show
Yeah,
the proportions and how one is more than the other or less than the other. It doesn't give us the exact amounts. It's just to show uh
correct.
understanding of the
Just you can say a
value.
pictorial representation it is. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can just simply say it is a pictorial representation, yeah, of the data or the observation that you have. Yes or no? And
Yeah.
the pictorial representation, where we do this pictorial representation. So you're gonna say we do this pictorial representation where? In the circle. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. And then that circle like stands for what? That circle do what for us?
Is the total
It's the total.
the entire
Okay.
circle?
Yeah. So you can say like the entire circle stands for what? The entire circle stands for the sum of values of all the components which you are representing. Okay. So sum of
Yeah.
all the values of components. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing that is important on it, like how we represent different components. We are representing them in a circle, but there are many parts in a circle. So in which specific part you're representing it? So what you will say?
Is it?
So we represent it in sectors. Yes or no?
Oh,
These
yeah.
components. So the components are represented where?
Sectors.
Yeah, are represented in form of sectors. Okay, now the next question is what do we mean by a sector? What you will
Um,
say? Yeah,
a part of the circle, like a
like if I made
line
this
from the
circle
radius to the um
a part,
edge.
you can say a part between the boundary and the two radii.
Yeah.
Yes or no? So this specific like boundary and these two radius are covering like are making a particular part out of it. Yes or no? And this part of a circle is known as what? It is known as a sector for us.
Sector.
Yes or no? And the two radius will make a specific angle over there. Yes or no? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we call it what? We call that angle. So the angle made by the radius in what? In that sector is what? Is known as a central angle. Okay. What we call it? We call it as a
Central angle.
central angle. Any confusion?
No.
So just the important parts are what is a sector, where we represent those components. So components are represented in the form of sector. Sector is what? The part made between the two radius and the, you can say, boundary of circle. We call it as a sector. Get it? There are basically two sectors that you're framing now. Like if you cut it out, so one is a bigger sector, one is a smaller sector. The bigger one is known as a major sector, the smaller one is known as a minor sector. But that you will specifically read about in, you can say, the circle. Okay. Now we are just reading pie chart, so we don't need to go in deep in that. Okay.
Yeah.
So now the question arises, how do we calculate this central angle with the help of the data that we are representing over
We
there?
do the
Yeah.
um imagine there's like different amounts and there's pineapple pizza, let's say how much pineapple pizza over the total amount of all the pizzas times 360 because there's 360 degrees in a sector.
Okay. So basically, like in general, what we can say, the simple formula in general, we can write it as the central angle will be equal to what? You can say it will be equal to the central angle for a component, you can say, or for a part will be equal to what? Will be equal to the the value of component that you want to represent divided by what? Divided by sum of all the values. Okay. And as it is the part of a circle, so we need to know what angle we have at the whole circle have. So we know it is 360. So we times it by what? Times it by 360 degree. Yes or no? So it is a
Yeah.
part of that 360 degree angle. So this is the general formula that you can
We
remember.
can also do 360 divided by sum of all values and then times it by the value of
That
components.
is the same, like you're just replacing the numerator over here. You're putting this 360 as a numerator and the other value as a product. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yep. Good. Okay, then do you know what are the steps to construct it?
We first use a compass and then draw a
Correct.
circle.
Draw a circle of a convenient radius that much you want. Okay. There is no restriction on the radius that you want. Get it?
And then we use
Then,
a protractor
yeah.
and like
Before that,
find the
before the
angle.
just listen it. Before the protector, what we have to do, we need to make a radius.
Um,
Okay. Just create a
oh,
single radius by the ruler, or you can say. Okay. So within the
yeah,
circle, draw a horizontal radius and then try creating those central angles that we have already calculated. Okay, for each component you have to calculate the central angle, and then with the help of that radius you will start drawing them. Okay, get it? So just make a
yeah,
horizontal radius, and with the help of that horizontal radius just create one angle, then take the other one as a radius and then create the other angle that is just adjacent to it. Got it? Yes or no? And these radius that you will create now, the new radii that you will create, will frame what? Will frame the whole pie chart for you. Get it?
yeah.
Okay, we will understand
So
it
then,
better with the example, you can say. So let's,
no, I get it
you get it. Okay, let's do an example as well.
because,
Let's do a question as well on it.
yeah,
Okay, so if I give you a simple question, let's say like you have to create it as well, or like you just have to do the observation only. Which part is coming for
create
you?
it both.
Okay, both are coming for you. Okay, good. So if we start with it, so they are saying a men, we have, so men with
Do
a,
I have to take out my equipment?
no, we are just doing it roughly. Okay, then later on like you can practice just for one of them you can take out, so just take it out for this one. Okay, so a man is there with, you can say, the monthly salary of how much rupee, let's take 10,800. Okay, and he plans what? He plans his budget for a month as given below. You can say like, now we will be working on the table that they have provided us. So let me create the table first. So first of all, the thing that he going to purchase, we call it item. Then how much it costs, that is the amount. Okay, now if we write down the specific parts, so firstly, let's say like he's spending it in food. Then he spends, like, let's say 3,150. And then the next thing that he do is a rent that he pays. So for rent he's spending 2,100. Then the next is, you can say, the education. So on education he planned to expend 1,950. Okay, then the next one he plans to do savings. So he do a saving of what? 2,400. And then there is one more expense that he do not care about, like miscellaneous you can say, or he doesn't count over there, like at what part he's spending. So let's say a 1200 he do for that. So now what you need to do, you need to prepare a pie chart for it, or represent the above data you can say in a pie chart. So how are we gonna do the representation for it?
We
Yeah.
for food we can do 315 over 1080.
So firstly, like we can
Times
calculate the
360.
central angle. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the calculation for the central angles for each part specifically. Okay. So if I calculate the central angle, so central angle will be how much? You can say it would be like 3150.
Are we allowed to use calculator?
Is it required? Let's see. If it will be required, then we will use it. Otherwise, we can skip it. Okay. So there are two zeros. I
Yeah.
can cut out the two zeros. Get it? Now, if you know the 12's table, 12 times 3 is 36, 12 times 9 is 108. Yes or no? Then, if you know
Yeah.
the 3's table, so you can cut it out at 3. Get it? So now we are just left with what? 315 over a 3. Get it?
Yeah.
Yes or no? So what answer you will have? Can we cut it
Um.
out? 3 ones are 3, then 0 and then 5. So 105 I got. Yes or no? So I will fill it with a
Yeah.
105. Now in the same sense we can calculate for others as well. For the
Yes.
next one it would be what, 2100 over 10800 times by 360. If you cut out the thing, so 36 again cut out the 108 at 3, then 3 will cut out the 210 at 70. So you got a 70
Wait, can
degree.
I finish the table?
Yeah, yeah, just be quick. We are just dividing them by 3 now. Like they all have 0, so just remove one of the 0, and 36 will cut out 108 at 9. So just like perfect thing we are getting, just divide them all by 3, whatever the number, by removing one of the 0. So 195 over 3 will give you how much? A 65. Then the
Yeah.
240 over 3 will give us 80 degree. Then 120 over 3 will give you what? A 40 degree. Yes or no? Is
Yeah.
it clear? So this is what we
Yeah.
call as a central angle. So we calculated the central angle for us. Okay, now we can represent it in a circle. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, how are you going to do that? Yes.
1 second. Okay, so first we have to use a compass and then um
Yes.
draw a circle.
So we are going to draw a circle first.
Yeah.
Let me check if they have a proper circle. Would be in shapes, I think. Okay, we got
And
our
then we
circle.
mark the radius.
Okay, then after getting a circle, what you gonna do? You're gonna put a
Mark the
horizontal
radius.
put a horizontal radius over there. Get it? Let's say this is the center we got. Approximate over here you will have your center. Yes or no? Then
Yeah.
this would be this horizontal radius for you. Get it? And later on what you will do with this? So next
We put
we gonna put a compass now. Let Oh, not the compass, protector, sorry. So we have this protector for us. Is it possible to reduce the size? Let me check.
yeah, you can using the two arrows.
Okay, perfect. I think it is better. Let's zoom
Yeah.
in a bit over there. Okay, so we have it and perfectly over here.
And then we use that line
Then we
we
use,
drew for
so
105
angle,
degree.
what angle we have? 105 first. So from where you will start the
Yeah,
counting? So you will start the counting from 0, and this from here you will count. Okay, so it is 0, then
yeah.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, like 105 comes where? A 105 comes over here.
Middle of the, yeah.
Yep. Then I will like put it aside, and then I gonna make a straight line for this point. Okay, get it?
Yeah.
Okay, this way we got a 105,
And
and
then we
this
have 70.
this 105 is for what? It is for food. Okay, get it? Then the later on, what part you will do? Like if we move to the next
Um,
part, it is a 70 degree you have to create. So how you gonna create a 70 degree now?
we use that second line and then put our protractor, adjust it to there, and then we measure.
Perfect. So this way we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Does it fits perfectly? I think now it's fit perfectly. Yeah, a bit more I need to shift. Okay, it matches now. So what angle we have to create? We have to create a 70-degree angle now. So from again, like this is like you will start counting this way, and this is the 70 reading that you have. So over here you will get a 70 reading. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So again you
It's
will
60.
shift it, or let's mark it from here, right here. It is 670 degree. Get it? Then the next reading, how, like what reading you have to create? A 65.
65.
So let's make a 65 reading right now. So how are we gonna make a 65 reading? So we're gonna
The
rotate it
same way
more.
for 70.
The same way we're gonna do
And
that.
then 80.
I think it matches now perfectly. Then like we're gonna do what? We're gonna mark the what number? We're gonna mark the 65. I think the next reading was 65. So it is over here somewhere. Yes or no? And you're gonna make a straight line from there for it.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then the next reading is for what? Then the next reading is for 80. Yes or no?
Yeah.
And instead of doing this, if I tell you one more easier way, I like it just came to my mind. Like instead of making it again and again, no? Like few, like just the two markings you can do easily. The first one was 105, next was what? Next was 70. So 175 you can mark it directly. Yes or no? The first point you marked it as what? The first point we marked as 105. Next point we will be marking as 175. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So that way also, like at a one time you can do two markings. Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that way also like it will work. And
But
from
it would
here,
only work if the sum of both angles is less than
yeah, it is.
180.
It need to be less than 180. Okay. From here we marked one of the angle. What was that angle? We just marked the 65. Yes or no? And if you're gonna mark 80
Yeah.
as well, so what answer you gonna have for 80? Yes, like 60,
145.
65 plus 80 will give us what? A 145. So
145.
145 will be over here. Yes or no? So we're gonna mark it directly.
Yeah.
Like that way also, like it will reduce your time. Like you don't need to turn it again and again. Then the next thing will be what? What angle you will have? So 145
Is this
plus
correct?
for that one we have to rotate it. Yeah.
Is this correct?
Which one? The remaining part will be
Um,
just a 40.
my drawing.
I think yeah, it's perfect. You get the way? Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is perfectly fitting the 40. Look at there. So now we can remove this from here, and this is like the exact drawing that we were needing. And if I mark the places now perfectly, so which thing was for what? So you can say this was for food, and the next one was for rent, and next one is for education. Yes or no? Next one was for
Yeah.
savings, and next one was for miscellaneous. Any confusion out there?
No.
No, perfect. Okay. Any confusion?
No.
So let's move to the next part then. Yeah.
In this one, can I try calculating the central angle? Because, yeah,
Okay.
that's the
That is
thing
that is the part where you have to practice. Okay. Okay. If I just give you a random data, let's make a table one more time. Okay. So this is like the mode of transport, you can say. They have given us the mode and then the number of students who are choosing this mode of transport. Get it? So the first data is for a bus. So students who are traveling by bus are 120. Then students who are traveling by the bicycle is 180. Then the students who are traveling by train, they are 240. And then the students who are traveling by a car, they are 80. And then the students who are traveling by a scooter, so they are 100. Get it? So if the total students are 720, so we have to do what? We have to represent it in a pie chart. So just do the calculation of central angle. Like, the representation is a quite time taking process. We can do it easily in exam if they
the
will ask.
total 720.
Yeah, the total students are 720. So how we gonna find out the central angles? So if we use that formula,
Uh,
the formula says what? 120 over what? 120 over the total. Like, just we have to write down a fraction. Fraction for what? Fraction for the part we are taking divided by the total part that you have. So 120 over what? 120 over 720 you will take. Yes or no? And times it by what?
yeah,
You're gonna times it by
so
360.
1 over 6 times 360, so 60 degrees.
360 will cut out the 72 at 2 perfectly. Yes or no? Every time it is going to happen. So we can say we get a ratio. 360 and 720 will cut it out at like a 1 over 2. So we just need to find out half of each. So what will be the half of each?
60, 90, 120, 40, and 50.
That's it. Like, that's an easier way. If you got a
Yeah.
if you got a perfect ratio, then you can do it easily. Yes or no? Okay,
Yeah.
one more question. Where like the things will not work as smooth as they work for this one. So the question says like there are 216 workers that are working over there. Okay,
So, do I do this question or no?
which one? This one? Yeah, you have to.
And
You have to do it by yourself. There are 216 workers that work in a different cadre. Okay, we are dividing them in different cadres, you can say. So we will be writing the cadre, and down there you will be writing the number of workers in that cadre. So if I start naming, so few of them are labor or laborer. So let's say 75 are laborer out of that. Then some are mechanic. So let's say 60 are mechanic. Then the next one is some are fitter. So there are 36 fitters. Then comes the next data. The next one is the supervisors. So how many supervisor we got? 27. Then comes the clerk. So how many clerks we have? 18. So just you have to do the calculation for it. Be quick. Calculate the central angle.
can I finish the table?
Yeah, yeah, be quick.
Okay, so
They can also include like
75.
percentage in the same topic. We will discuss few example on that one as well. So what answer you got for this one? Yep.
The first 3 to 75 over 2 and 6 times 3, 60.
Okay, so we got what, 75 over?
5 over 108 times 180. 75 over 54 times 90.
Just do the
75
calculation for
over
the first before like moving ahead. What angle you got for it? For this one?
um,
How much?
I'm still solving.
Okay, okay, be quick.
75 over 3 times 5, so 125.
Okay, you cut it out at what? So we can cut it out at like
Um,
6 first. 6 times
yeah,
60 and 6 will cut out at 36. Yes or no? Then 6 will cut out at
yeah.
10. 6 will cut out at 6 again. Then we can cut out like 75 with what? With the, okay, let's cut out the 5 and 3. So we got a just a
I cut
3.
it out.
Yep, a 5 over 3 every time you will be getting, so you can remember it. So for this one, like you can say, we just have to do 75 times 5 over 3. Every time you're going to multiply it each one by 5 over 3. Because we just, if you look at
So
there, we just
125,
focused on 360 and 216. So what you will get? Now 75 will be cut out by 3 at what?
125,
25? 25 times 5. Yeah, perfect.
125.
125. 125 is correct. Go with the next one. 60 times 5 over 3. The next one will be 60 times 5 over 3. What you will get?
Oh, 100,
Perfect. 100. The next one, again by 5 over 3.
60,
60. Next one, 5 over 3.
um,
3 will cut out 27 at 9. 9 times 5
45,
is 45. Same way, 5 over 3. So 3 will cut out 18 at 6. 6 times 5 is
30.
what? 30. Any confusion?
No.
No? Good. So let's continue next one. Let's see like we will be able to finish that in the remaining time. So the question,
Do I draw the pie chart?
no, don't, like you can draw them as a homework. Get it? Like you know how to
Oh,
make it. So you can do it like after the class. Let's work out like calculating the angle. Okay? Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so the next table that they are that is given to us, they are saying like the this table shows the expenditure in percentage, okay, on the construction of a house in a city. So how much they have like done the expenditure in percentages, okay. So we can say like the first part that is given to us, what thing they like made or what thing they purchased over there, and then expenditure, and then if I make a table for it, so items that they purchased, first one is a brick. Next one, they purchase the cement, then the steel, then the next one is the labor cost, and then comes at the end the miscellaneous one. Okay, so how much they are spending on it? 15% on it. Then for the cement, they've spent 20%. Then for the steel, they spend 10%. Then for the labor, they spend 25%. Then for the miscellaneous, they spend 30%. So we have to calculate the central angles. So I think we can easily do this.
Yeah, very easily, I think.
Because the denominator is fixed for it. What is that?
100.
100, because the percentage is always out of 100. Okay, so we don't need a total data for it, or they will even not provide you because it will always be out of 100. So how much it is out of 100, or what angle they will be creating, just calculate that angle. Yeah,
Um,
so I can say for this one it would be 15 over what? 15 over 100
it would
times by 360. 0 will cut out the
180
0.
over 5. which will be,
It will cut out at what, 18? So every time you will be getting a 18 over 5? Yes or no? I can say this thing.
yeah,
So we will be getting 15 times 18 over 5 every time. Then like just solve it out. So what you will get if you
3
cut it out?
times 18, so 54.
54 degrees. Then next one.
Um,
Every time you will have a 18 over 5 in the
60
multiplication.
divided by 5, which is
20 if you divide by 5, what you get? 4. 4 times 18, what it will be?
72.
72. Next one. 10
Wait,
divided
I
by 5.
didn't complete.
Yeah. 10 divided by 5 is what?
2,
2, and 2 times 18 we have to do. So 2 times 18 is what?
30,
36. Next single.
5 times 18, so 90.
Then this one.
36 times 3, which is 108.
36 times 3, that is 108. Good. Any confusion out there?
No.
Yeah.